And there we are. Good morning. Good week after Easter.
Yeah.
So, good morning, One Love family. If you're tuning in, you're a little early, but
we're glad you're
don't
here.
worry, don't tune out. Church is kind of getting ready to warm up. We are your pre-celebration connection with Bruce and
Jordan.
Good morning. We're here just to get you guys connected, start our chat, and get our community flowing because you're not alone. We are not robots. Church is a body of believers.
Yes, it is. And so the pre-celebration connection, is kind of your virtual coffee time.
Mm-hmm.
The coffee is real on both sides,
Yes.
but our connection is virtual. And so what we would love is for you guys to chime in the chat, whether you're watching on our stream, on Facebook, or on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. Whatever you type in the chat, we can see here on the iPad, and we would love to hear your answers to the questions and just how your week is going. Think of this as kind of your opportunity to bump into somebody in
Yes.
the foyer, and
Yes,
have a
yeah, exactly.
conversation
Just
that
like
you
that.
wouldn't normally have. And so please go ahead and jump in that chat when you are ready.
I see
We'd
some
love to talk
hearts
to
going
you.
up there. Somebody's up.
Yes, Valerie, good morning. We're
Good
so
morning,
glad that
Valerie.
you are here. And our wonderful hosts, Jen and Cece, we're so glad that you are here.
And yes, Jen, everything's working now.
Yes.
Yes, we got it.
Couple of glitches this morning earlier, but now we are off to the races. So every week, Bruce and I are discussing a different topic, kind of as it relates to being a Christian, what that's all about.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
It gets there.
We get tangented on food
Yeah.
often, but that's okay.
I think this might too. Now that I think about it.
Actually, a lot of what we talk about comes
Goes
back,
back to food.
But don't let that throw you off. Just start thinking about food. So good morning. If you're logging on with us, go ahead and give us a wave. Say hi. Say good morning. Let me know what temperature it is where you are. Let's play that fun
Okay,
game.
haven't
Because
done
it's
that in a
kind of
while.
springy now.
Yeah.
I feel like we've turned this corner with the mainland has switched
Yeah.
to daylight saving. I know this was a couple weeks ago, but it feels official now.
Yeah,
like
we're-
Easter's
we're
over,
gonna get
daylight
warm.
savings, like we are like on the races
Yes.
to warm. So is it getting warmer where you are? Because here it's starting to feel a little bit more like summer.
Yeah.
And by that I mean it's not raining as much. But you know, you
It's
get
still kind of cool though.
yes,
It's still kind of cool.
yes, you get what I'm saying. Jesse, good morning. We're so glad that you are joining us.
Jesse.
So today we're going to be talking about hospitality.
Yes. Who doesn't like hospitality?
Who doesn't like
well,
hospitality?
when you're receiving it, who doesn't like hospitality?
I know, right? Some people like giving it as well.
Yeah.
So we're thinking about hospitality. So start thinking about that in your head, what that means to you and what you've experienced. But Bruce, kick me off
Yes,
here
ma'am.
with like, what does this mean biblically? Because I don't just mean you should always have cheese with your crackers.
Yeah.
Like I'm not here saying, or like the fork should be on the, I don't even know, the right side, the left. I'm not even, not that kind of hospitality, but biblical hospitality. Because there's kind of two prongs to it. There's the side that's a spiritual gift, and then there's the more general side. So why is
Yeah.
this important?
Well, one, if you want more details, get signed up for our Next Step class. We actually started week 1 this week, but we go into that, the spiritual gift side of it. I think it's week 3. But hospitality as a gift is amazing, but we can backpedal that just a little bit. You know, being hospitable is something we can all be. It
Yes.
doesn't have to be a gift. It doesn't have to be over the top, planned, and so on. But being hospitable is something as people we should just
Yes.
be. But as Christians, it's something you definitely want to be, is hospitable. Because that ties right into your testimony. It ties into grace and mercy. When you're just hospitable to somebody, you know, even if it is literally giving a cup of cold water to somebody, you are setting the stage, opening the door to them receiving, wow, what's different about you? Why are you so happy? Why are you so nice?
Yes.
It goes a much further way than just being spiteful and mean. That doesn't work too well.
No,
Slamming the door in somebody's face.
Like a T-shirt about that. Don't be
Yeah.
mean. That doesn't reflect well on Jesus.
Yeah.
Like,
So
be generous.
Just being hospitable is
Yeah.
a way to even just creep into, well, I love Jesus and this is what he's called me to be. Some people are blessed in the spiritual gift of hospitality,
Yes.
which could actually be, you know, food. But hospitality really is the conscious effort of serving someone else, giving out of yourself, usually in a physical means, whether it's, you know, oftentimes into your home.
Yes.
But even hospitality of where you're at and just being able to put something down and take care of somebody else. Oh, what do you need? How can I help you with that? Really, gosh, the definition of being others-minded is hospitality, making someone feel at home
Yes.
wherever that happens to be happening. And as a spiritual gift, like we teach, there are a plethora of spiritual gifts, and a lot of us will have pieces of it. Like we like this, we're good at that, but you are going to be gifted somewhere in that range in your spiritual gift. And people that are gifted in hospitality, man, you see it, and can't wait to go over to their house, or
Yes.
you can't wait to be
Yeah.
next to them because they have it as a gift versus just being hospitable. So there's a little bit of a difference, but they go hand in hand.
Of course. That's awesome. Thank you so much. So my next question, and then for you guys, let's gear up here.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's hear from you guys.
What does hospitality look like in your home? And so I know for you, you've discussed some that it is one of your top three or
Yeah.
four. It's 3 or 4 in
Around
your
there.
kind of spiritual gifts inventory in a way. So you're strong in it, right? So I'm expecting to be impressed by whatever you tell me it looks like. But
I
what?
thought you meant when you come over.
Oh, okay, all right. No, I'm showing up later today, Bruce.
Okay.
No warning. I'm just gonna drop by. And if you're not hospitable,
That's a real test.
That's a
You
real
just show
test.
up. Yes.
Exactly. So I'm wondering from you guys, and good morning to everybody who has joined us. Tammy, good morning. Jeffrey, good morning. We're so glad
Yeah,
that
there's
you
some
are
boys
here.
on there.
Rose, Kathy, good morning. Thank you guys for chiming in. So I expect you to answer this question too, please, because I want to know. I already know what Bruce thinks. No, I'm kidding. I love what Bruce thinks, but it'd be interesting to hear what hospitality looks like in different homes as well. So for you guys and for you, what does hospitality look like? So for me, a candle always comes to mind. I don't know why.
Really?
Like for me,
Okay.
it's just this like
The aroma?
the ambiance. I think it's the
Ambiance?
lighting.
Ambiance?
Yeah. So even just one little thing that makes you think hospitality, or like, is it your cinnamon rolls, or is it like I've gotten on this banana bread kick. Like, so for
Okay.
me right now, it's like just having a ridiculous amount of like banana muffins that I just send out the door with everybody who come.
People
I'm like,
walk by, you
have a
better
muffin.
duck, it's
Have a,
coming?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You walk by my house, I'm like muffin. Exactly. So I'm like, so for me, it's muffins and candles. So.
Strange,
But
okay.
hey, when you come over to my house and you're eating a muffin and candlelight, you're not
Then
going to
you'll
be
appreciate it.
Yeah, you're not going to be hating it. Then. No, so I'm kidding. So what for you guys? What does hospitality look like in your home, Bruce? What about your house?
Well, in our house, if my wife is on, I'll let her kind of explain her part, and maybe you guys can read up on that. But my wife's really good on the more panning it out side. I think we talked about that. But
Yeah.
she likes hospitality as panning it out and having just a great ambiance and feel when friends come over. I like the hospitality of, hey, come over and we're gonna be real with you. That's hospitality for me.
Okay.
Whether it's our neighbor that we might we've had. Our neighbor where we were cooking a bunch of food and he was walking by the garage because he just parked his car and it was like, hey, what are you doing for dinner? You're eating with us. That's hospitality to me is I have something I can bless somebody with and here's somebody who can be blessed and we just kind of make it happen. So kind of spur of the moment kind of thing is hospitality on my end of the house. I like that and I like just being able to be real, like in a tank top and slippers and just talking about the day, or maybe we're talking about the Bible, or maybe we're talking about work, but just being able to be real with somebody and just like we would say hang out, because that lets the guard down for a lot of people, and then that could lead, if the other person is not a believer, that puts the guard down. Well, hey, we're real and maybe you can introduce Jesus. But hospitality for me really is just being real life, no premise whatsoever, but just making them feel like, hey, you're just part of my family, even if it's for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like at my house, at least from me, is just, hey, come on by, let's hang out. And my wife is more the planner and makes great like women's nights and so on.
Yeah, exactly. No, I love that you said that sometimes the realness that we're willing to show, there's kind of this intersection of, because I'm a planner as well, right? And
Yes.
so my instinct is to scrub everything before anybody, the house isn't even that dirty, but like.
Someone's coming over.
Yeah, you have to scrub it. I don't know why. But so my first inclination is to really like make everything look ship-shape, perfect. The roast is done to perfection. Like everything's warming in the oven. Like just, I am on the ball.
It's a Thanksgiving dinner, even though
Basically,
it's
yes.
April.
Just not near a thing to be worried about. But even, so I think there is a place for that.
Yeah.
Like in really showing the excellence of hospitality. Like I thought about you, I planned for you, I wanted this for you. Like I've really put effort into this. But then there is this other side where you're able to be hospitable in a more casual way that I think is interesting, that shows even more, maybe sometimes to some people, the love of Christ, that you're willing to walk life day by day together and that you aren't perfect.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I think even for me, it's hiding behind, no, I've got it all together. My floors are always this clean. And it's like, no, they really aren't. So being willing to say, hey, our house is a mess, but we're doing tacos.
Yeah,
Do you want to
come on
join
in.
us? Might even speak to them and show them what life as a Christian is like, even more so than the polished, pretty Thanksgiving dinner version of things.
Yeah,
So it's
and
kinda
that
like
speaks to what the biblical definition of hospitality is that it is not a cut and dry definition, but it is others-minded. And there's
Yes.
different ways to do that. And both of them, either you walked into my house in slippers or you walked into hers shiny clean, you're probably going to be blessed and enjoy that time. And that's the gift of hospitality.
Exactly.
So your gifts might be a little higher up than you might think, I think.
Oh, maybe. I think so. Maybe take the inventory there.
What answers we got?
I know. I'm going to go ahead and read some of these. So Jen said, hospitality is making sure I have more than enough food for everyone to come over and stay. Yes, that's part of it. I'm like, it's just,
We're back
you
on
got to
food.
have the food. You got to think a little further ahead and have enough. So just so that everybody feels like they can eat till they're full
Right.
and not be like,
That's a Hawaii thing, too.
You
gotta
get
overeat,
half a
take some
slice
home.
of pizza. Yes, exactly. There's
Yeah.
got to be leftovers. For a long time talk story, she says fellowship, friendship, and feast. The 3 Fs. There you go. I like that. That's a good way to remember
Yeah, we
it.
got 3 C's here. We'll go with 3 F's there.
3 Fs, exactly. Jesse says hospitality is unwavering love and joy from one another. That's a good one. I like that too because I feel like hospitality is a celebration.
Yeah.
It is joy. I mean, it can be more of a sympathetic, calm thing, but I think more often hospitality you think about is like a celebration, like celebrating the little things with each other, the little meals with each other, the little events. It doesn't always just have to be Thanksgiving. So Kathy said that her parents and grandma would make a feast from a can of sardines.
That's
Yum.
That's you're high up on the list. You can pull that one off.
She also sent people home with a few things as well: an avocado, a few bananas, a mango, all about food. Yeah, you cannot leave empty-handed at all. Like you've got to take something.
I can relate to that. Like you might be over having pizza with me, but on your way out, I might be saying, "Hey, I got some extra chips. You want to take home?"
Yeah,
Random.
exactly. Here,
But
avocado, catch.
Yeah, I want to give you something on the way out.
Something,
Yeah,
exactly.
I totally agree with that. Like that's just part of that hospitality of it's not just what just happened, but it's taking some with you, whether it's food or some loving.
Yes, exactly. So thank you guys so much for those answers. It's fun to hear what hospitality can look like in your house as well. And so I'm going to flip the question now.
Okay.
And start thinking about this from the other angle, not in your own house. What has been one of the most excellent examples of hospitality that you've experienced somewhere else? So everybody who has joined in, please go ahead and let us know what has been a snippet of excellent hospitality that you've gotten to experience. So Bruce,
Yeah,
a minute and a
we got
half.
a minute. Yeah,
Yeah, tell me.
I like thinking about this earlier, and I flipped back the Rolodex to a while ago. I had a chance to be in Europe on a band trip, band gigs. Hoo-ha, let's do it. But that was my first glimpse coming out of America, coming from Hawaii, going across the world. We were in Europe and trying to narrow down the story. Eventually, our whole band ended up in this little village in Austria, full-on Sound of Music, like tiny village. We took it over. But me and my group, 6 of us boys, stayed in a house upstairs with these huge blankets. It was amazing. And then every morning, the mom or grandma that was there didn't speak a word of English, just all smiles, kind of like come on in to the dining room. That was just this big old table, and we sit down and she's got croissants coming out, hot chocolate and jelly, and we're blown away. And that really was such a memory for me of hospitality. And she did not speak English. All she did was smile the whole time.
That's awesome.
And we just tried our best to say like, thank you. How else can we say thank you?
Yes.
And being blessed by that, I still remember our feelings of like, wow, almost like, what do we do? There's so much niceness right here.
There's so much nice. There's so much niceness.
Yeah, and
What do I do?
it was an amazing experience for a few days of someone who just loved on us. We only saw her in the mornings, but every morning we were like, couldn't wait to get up.
Yes.
Because this lady in her house was just so hospitable to us. So that was really one of my first examples of excellent hospitality.
That's a great
And
example.
that was without a word because we could not talk to each other.
Yes. I'm going to use that as an example, too, to say that, like, how crazy is that she was able to convey such hospitality even without saying anything.
Yeah.
And I think for the planner perfectionist kind of people like me, okay, all right, I'm there with you, who want to make it just as perfect as we can.
Yeah.
It doesn't even need to be perfect. You know, the smile, the piece of fruit can go even
Exactly.
so much further than me being like, welcome to my home, let me give you the grand tour. It is
tour.
magical. Let me tell you everything you need to know. It's like, it's not
Doesn't have to be.
It doesn't need to be a presentation. It can just be your presence. And so that is awesome. And Rose said she likes to keep flowers around. And she has a dog that's her ambassador of aloha. That one's so awesome. And Valerie says she experienced hospitality a while back from a friend who welcomed her unannounced, yes, sporadic, and took the time to talk. And it was the time that she spent. It wasn't the clean floors. It was the time that she was willing to spend. So thank you, everybody, so much for joining us this morning for the Pre-Celebration Connection.
Whew, we're almost out of time. So good morning. Get your Bibles ready. We here at One Love, we do go line by line, and we are back in Mark chapter 12 today. Pastor Duke's going to bring a great word. Be encouraged. Be excited. We'll see you here next week at 10:15. Have a great morning, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Aloha.